Production in Action is a foundation course for all students at Tribeca FLASHPOINT Media Arts Academy. Our institution was founded in 2007 out of a desire to truly educate media arts students in relevant and contemporary curriculum, and the Production in Action experience is the backbone of our collaborative approach. Tribeca FLASHPOINT was quite literally founded on PIA. That extraordinary learning takes place during the chaotic production period of any project. Problems arise, often without easy answers, and we believe some of the most deeply seated learning occurs as students establish order in the chaos, shepherding a large-scale production toward completion, all in the context of a real-world experience. In 2007, a core group of faculty, along with the academic dean, collectively designed curriculum based on a few things: communication, collaboration, problem-solving, and perhaps most importantly, immersion. Immediately, we knew four things. Number one, throw out the 19th century educational model. No more lecturing for 2 years before students practice the theory. For that matter, no more lecturing for 2 months or even 2 weeks. Lecture for 20 minutes, then immerse them in the act. Get their hands dirty. Let them struggle. Let them experience difficulty, perhaps even fail. Then, do it again, better. Number two, wipe the slate clean in terms of departments. For the most part, there are no hard lines of distinction between these media arts industries anymore, so why shouldn't this be mirrored at schools where students learn about them? It's sound and image, and each of these disciplines plays a collaborative part. So, we created curriculum from the ground up that included coursework and projects with cross-disciplinary requirements. Number three, embrace vulnerability. The sooner students get comfortable with the idea of being uncomfortable, the better. Number four, get students in the proximity of professionals as often as possible. At Tribeca FLASHPOINT, there isn't a better example of these four ideas converging than Production in Action.
Down the rabbit hole we shall go to love again, dearest one. This little I don't believe it won't reveal our love again. Unconcealed. So if you'll take me as I am, this man outrageous, this who I am. Don't understand how I fall. Kill me love, one more time. 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 One more time. Kill me love, one more time. Kill me love, kill me love, one more time, one more time. Smile, borrowed time is mine.
We now do PIA twice a year, and we've done 7 to date. Each of them have been different in scope, and each has yielded one or more finished products. In July of 2007, As a trial run before our doors even opened, we shot a short film called The Collector. As we do with all PIAs, we commission working professionals to be key members of the production team. We put students in their proximity, have them observe, work alongside, ask questions, witness hurdles and problems, and be a part of their solution. That summer, we contacted a dozen or so students who had already committed to attending in the fall and asked them to participate. Then, once school started in September, we started the process over again with the entire student body, which at that time numbered 100 students. In January of 2008, we produced The Intruder. Our next PIA was a music video with the Cincinnati-based band PSYCHODOTS. We brought the band up to Chicago for a week, the first 2 days of which were spent in the studio, re-recording the song Not a Pretty Face. Then, the remaining 3 days of the week were spent on our soundstage shooting the music video. Our fourth PIA in December of 2008 was actually an interactive game called Red Carpet Rescue, that when played, the user encounters film clips which need to be arranged in a very specific way. The clips, when edited, form the standalone film October Surprise. In April of 2009, we decided to do a live concert that had a complimentary game. We worked with longtime Morrissey tour drummer Matt Walker's band based in Chicago called the MDR. It was a 5-camera high-def shoot and multi-channel capture with HD Roadie. In January 2010, we produced a 30-minute sketch comedy show called At the Mart, very much in the vein of Saturday Night Live. We used 5 actors from the improv comedy troupe Second City, had musical guest Rhymefest, and students had a great time creating all the interstitials, including working on a 3-minute animation piece titled Sunny Side Up. Our most recent PIA this past May was really a combination of a pervasive game and an alternate reality game. If you don't know much about ARGs, they are primarily internet-based narrative art forms that rely on 2 main actions: searching and discovering information, and then sharing that information. In our case, students were broken up into groups, each creating challenges for the other. Then, information was fed to the groups from a command center via the internet and mobile devices, i.e. texts and posts on Twitter and Facebook, email, and cell phone calls. All in an effort to solve little pieces of a puzzle and move on to the next challenge. Eventually, all the groups were led to our Merchandise Mart soundstage to perform the final challenge, which really became a grandiose television-style game show. This flowchart documents the complex anatomy of one of our PIAs, the MDR. First, all Tribeca FLASHPOINT faculty are encouraged to bring forth ideas for future PIAs at any time. Second, the institution commits to the project, not only financially, but also in terms of human resources. Who's going to manage the project, create the syllabus and class lesson plans, and begin contacting industry professionals? Third, we look for mostly local industry professionals who are interested in participating. Fortunately, Chicago has a very strong production community in all 4 of these disciplines. But what's key is that the professionals understand that this is an educational endeavor, meaning there's going to be lots of moments where we simply stop the action to discuss why something did or didn't work, or to illustrate a technique that might seem like second nature to the professional but is invaluable for the student to experience up close and personal. Fourth, overall planning. This includes bringing the professionals on campus for production meetings, to hear proposals from students, obviously to answer questions, but mostly to derive a very specific game plan. All of our PIAs usually have 2 components, and the MDR is a good example of this. There was the live concert, but also a complementary game. In this case, the game was a Flash-based object game. Students from both game and animation departments began by creating sketches of objects and environments based on the initial ideas that came from the band. Then, the students pitched these ideas and received a ton of great feedback that they took into the revision and implementation phase. For film and recording arts students, the most active period of production was load-in, building the stage and erecting a fairly elaborate truss design that was created by our lighting designer, Bob Peterson, and rigging professional, Michael Reed. The hang and install of lights was done with upstaging and live sound reinforcement rig with TC Furlong. We believe all of these real-world experiences on such a high level could never be duplicated in the classroom and really epitomizes the essence of PIA. Production in action is about being in the close proximity to professionals and witnessing their behavior and their problem-solving skills. Also, students experience from start to finish just what it takes to pull off a large-scale production. Students also have creative input into the final production piece. In the MDR, this occurred through the creation of multimedia content to be projected via 3 large plasma screens on the stage. This process really began very early on during pre-production when the band came in to tell the students about the theme of the show, which in their words was roughly based on a life cycle, the idea of decay beginning immediately after birth. The band also wanted an industrial feel. Students were asked to shoot stills and create short animations and videos that were eventually incorporated into work our multimedia video artist Nathan Peck had designed for the concert. One of the metrics for success of any of our PIAs are the reflective papers students write about their experience and feedback we get from industry professionals.
Suffocating tension to annihilate the melody. With ammunition, double illusion, rattle into what they say. You blow this America with a very complicated face. Disaffected, misdirected, and cut the feet and erect. As I don't think, don't look, the crowd is shaking. Can't breathe, can't see, it's critical. Don't try, don't feel. Speed will set you free. Come on, hey, yeah, come on, nice, yeah. Step out to the wreckage of a deadlock, disappear. No shadow of a doubt is ever gonna cover flames of fear. Arrows in the sky, psychoanalyzed butterfly. I'm disconnected, misdirected, cut the feet and the illusion. Don't think, don't look, the ground is shaking. Can't breathe, can't see, it's critical. Don't talk, don't feel. Speed will set you free. Love might condemn you. Eternal rain. What remains to be? A coming enemy. Can't love protect you. You're on the sky. Still remains to be. A coming enemy. Can't love protect you. With teeth in the net. All the day. Undefined fascination, the glamour of his own descent. I stood in prison, more revolution, blood is on the wall again. You take my
Production in action. It's the backbone of our revolutionary approach to media arts education at Tribeca Flashpoint Media Arts Academy.